Hey guys, JCB here. I would like to discuss with you on my experience with Bobo Bay. It starts off with Parfait taking a trip to Starling Isle where she has a goal to take care of the Bobos and finding all of the species to have them race against each other. During the ride, we get greeted by the mayor as she asks us some questions that influences the stats on our first wild Bobo and the food she will make for us on certain occasions. The initial presentation is fantastic as this game is heavily inspired by Sonic Adventure's Chao Garden. Once we reach our destination, we get to check out our new home and learn what to do on a daily basis. This is done by looking at our phone that tells us how to find a Bobo and take care of it, along with other places we can visit. It does a great job with making it easy to follow while providing a visual presentation to show how to get this done. One of the most important things we need to do every day is making sure that the Bobo is fed and being given lots of attention. Food can be attained by several ways, such as winning it from competitions, doing excursions, or buying it from Cobb's shop in town. This can make sure that they are happy and helps grow their stats. As for the attention part, we just need to pet them as any parent would do to their own baby. Their expressions are cute, and there's many different ones to observe to tell how they are feeling. Also, voice acting is involved on both sides, which adds extra to the charm, and this feature alone perfectly captures the essence of how adorable the Chao were in the Sonic Adventure games. Once they have been taken care of, the next part would be to focus on the competitions. They are divided into two categories, the trials and sagas. We can enter into the trials to compete for money and rewards, whereas the sagas will be following the main story of finding these new species and other events that can be unlocked to help out the town. There's only a certain number of competitions we can do per day, along with different difficulties that increases the earnings and better rewards. Also, there are more conditions added in, since every competition we choose from will only level up certain stats to a potential amount. This is because they are locked behind grades, and we can only grow them to a certain amount until we are able to reincarnate them back to life. This becomes the main portion of the game by grinding through these and waiting for days to go past, which encourages to have multiple Bobos to be taken care of, along with making babies to gain higher grades and potentials even faster. I definitely preferred the method done in Sonic Adventure, where we can just feed them to any amount and try out the main competitions when we are ready. In addition, there were more bad decisions involved when going through them. These were not being able to receive any rewards if we are 2 grades apart from the trials or locked out from doing them in the sagas. I felt this was an unnecessary addition by limiting down our choices. This was updated later on to include a fake ID card, which allows us to enter into any sagas, but the damage is already done to show the initial intention was a bad idea. When we are ready to compete in these sagas, they do pay off well to showcase the new species and level designs. They each stand out with new discoveries to explore, along with great music decisions to set the tone. It was definitely exciting to jump into a new saga each time, as I was always satisfied with each result. With this being a full game compared to the Chao Garden, it expanded further with its features as we get to explore a town nearby to help us take care of the Bobos. This is done by funding new shops, which will also help the attraction to grow even further. Some of them are unlocked already, and others need to be done by completing sagas. The growth of these really do help speed the process of the game by obtaining food from Cobb's shop or training one of the stats to help us out for a certain competition. Another daily activity that would help us out would be the excursions. We can ride to nearby islands to collect food or accessories that are found in random containers. Accessories help me out in the early game to sell for cash, and food is always there to manage if we didn't win enough from the competitions. Also, there are extra events that will feature races or platforming challenges where we are able to win extra rewards. These can be challenging, and they aren't always there for us to do every day. Even if we do win from these, the money we receive is not great, and others can be a hit or miss depending on if we want to have more Bobos or a certain accessory. While going through the daily activities, we'll be able to talk to the mayor, her husband, and Pepper in the town for extra private actions. These were moments I did enjoy as we get to learn more about themselves. These were featured often, and extra conversations can be opened up when we have won more sagas. Also, I enjoyed how Parfait interacts with the others as she gets Pepper flustered and tries to test the patience of the mayor and her husband. Further conversations can be done with the mail next to our house. Our sister sometimes sends letters to check up on how we are doing, along with giving us new clothes to wear. We also get mail from the mayor to learn about special events that happen around town and other tips that we can learn throughout the game. This can also be done on the phone, but at the same time, learning about things on a daily basis helps remembering things even better. Lastly, I completed the game in around 60 hours as the credits rolled out when you are able to race all of the different species together. Some sagas are completely optional, but I completed all of them as they were definitely some of the best parts to go through. However, this leads to most portions of the game grinding out our Bobo stats, which I felt would have been better if there were more freedom to our options. Overall, Bobo Bay does things well to capture the essence of the Chao Garden, but at the same time, implementing certain restrictions needed to reach our goal becomes tedious, which hampers down the experience altogether. If any of you guys have any experiences with this game, feel free to share in the comments, and I hope you have a wonderful day.